Like that, tell the people that phony water is back. Like that, tell the people that phony water is back. Like that.
You are tuned into the W Show on Sideline Sports Talk Network and 100.1 FM, Kansas City. Live from Radio Row in San Francisco, California. Brought to you by Gates Barbecue, the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, Dillard Zona Rosa, the Soul of Santa, Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services, and Wood Nissan.
All right, we're back here live from Radio Row, and we've had some amazing guests joining us on the show today, and we have some more amazing guests right here with us. You got Solomon Wilcox and also Barry Court. How you fellas doing?
Doing great.
Excellent.
Thanks for having us.
It keeps getting better.
Indeed.
It keeps getting better with every guest. It keeps getting better.
And you guys are here talking about Connect Biopharma. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so Connect has joined with the Javante Woods Foundation. Icky Woods, his son died of an acute asthma attack. Connect is developing an innovative product for the treatment of acute asthma attacks, what we call exacerbations. 1 million patients a year go to the ER for these acute exacerbations with really no progress in treatment for the last 30 years. So our goal is to really change the whole paradigm of how patients are treated. And so we have clinical studies going on basically globally, trying to demonstrate the benefit of our product for treatment of acute episodes.
Solomon, as a former NFL player and current broadcaster, your name is huge, right? Everyone knows who you are. Talk about why it was important for you to put your name with this.
Well, yeah, and as Barry was saying, Icky Woods is a former teammate of mine, but a lifelong friend. We're still friends, and we do a lot of work together, and we wanted to come out and support the foundation that he formed in his son's name, Javante Woods. I knew Javante. He was an excellent football player. He's an excellent student. He had a great personality. He had his dad's flair and had his dad's talent. And he was a straight A student. And one day he was at football practice, and a lot of people don't know you can have exercise-induced asthma that can be chronic, and then your air passageways begin to close up, and it's sort of just descend into this situation where you have to be treated. You have to get to the hospital. He didn't have his inhaler with him that day, and unfortunately he lost his life. And so we wanted to come out and bring a greater awareness to this cause and let people know they need to get their kids screened, and they can be great athletes. And we've already seen Jerome Bettis, Cam Hayward, the defensive lineman for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They live with asthma every single day. And they understand, and they are very much aware how you have to really stay on top of it. And so we want parents, we want everyone to know that you really do need to be aware of that this is something that can be very deadly. So you can go to the website to find out where you can get more information on screening and the treatment that Connect Biopharma is working on by going to the website at www.connectbiopharma.com.
I think that's a great situation. I don't know what it is about my best friend over here, but the last couple of interviews have resonated a lot with me personally. I found out during COVID that I had asthma. Wow. I had COVID, so they tested my lungs, they tested the capacity of it, and then the doctor looked at me and said, "You played sports?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "How long have you been living with asthma?" I said, "I don't have asthma." She said, "Well, what did you do when you got tired or you was breathing heavy?" I said, "I worked harder." And I remember just being in college, being out of shape and, feeling like everybody was beating me. And I didn't know why. I thought I was just slower and not more athletic, which was crazy. So I swam after practice every day to increase my endurance because I felt tired, but I didn't know it was asthma. And seeing this and knowing that I can go to the site now because I have a daughter who's very athletic and my grandmother had asthma. So I'm thinking it's probably genetic and passed down. So now I know a way to go get her tested to make sure that she can, have a safe and healthy life.
Barry, isn't that why screening is so very important?
Yeah, absolutely. And as I said, we've made a lot of progress in treating patients with stable asthma, trying to prevent these exacerbations. So with the appropriate treatment, we can generally keep the rate of these low. But when they do happen, we need to make sure patients get the best possible care.
Jerry, what age do you recommend people start getting tested for this?
I'm sorry?
What age do you recommend?
Oh, I think as soon as kids are out and about and playing, they can get screened and make sure that their lung capacity is as expected for their age and size.
Yeah, and are there certain because I've never had asthma, but is there certain temperatures that is it worse in the summertime? Is it worse in the winter?
Well, in the summer you have a lot of pollen, you have air conditions, and the environment has a lot of impact on asthma. So the things that trigger it can be pollen, can be other smoke, other kinds of things that irritate the lungs, producing basically a much larger allergic response than you'd normally would expect. So summertime can be bad. It depends on really underlying factors.
Okay.
But like winter very often brings out significant exacerbations. And so it's, we're doing our studies both in the northern and southern hemispheres. So we're trying to get, 2 seasons covered in a short period of time.
Definitely.
So, but weather absolutely has an impact. Environmental factors have a big impact.
Have you guys seen any connections as you speak about pollen and other allergies? People with severe allergies are more to have asthma?
Certainly, that's definitely a driver for many patients. And in fact, the drug we're developing is really targeted to that kind of patient.
Wish this was out when I was a kid because I couldn't step outside.
Oh, wow.
In the summertime,
it must have been very hard.
It was horrible.
And you think it's something that's it became your normal.
Yeah.
But it really is very abnormal.
Yeah.
It should not be happening.
As a kid, if I stayed outside for long periods of time, by the time I go to bed, I was stuffed up and I couldn't breathe. So what I did naturally was I would take a shower at 3:00 in the morning and let the steam kind of help me, to breathe, to open up.
Yeah.
And I'll try to go to sleep as fast as I can so I wouldn't feel myself not really being able to breathe.
He's a smart young man. He was figuring out some workaround there. I like that.
They never give me the credit. They don't know. I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's pretty good.
Solomon, as a former player, of course, you have connections with the current and also former players. Are they open to getting research done on themselves to find out if they have asthma?
Oh, well, yeah, I can tell you right now, current players and certainly among the former player population, we're always getting benefits. There are a lot of companies that offer us benefits that allow us free screening, whether it's a wellness check, whether it's you name it. I mean, many of us in the area where I live in Cincinnati, Ohio, we can go to the Cleveland Clinic and get a full, health and body and brain check. And they do all sorts of, over a course of 2 or 3 days, they're doing all sorts of tests and screenings for every part of our health, including our mental health as well. So we're finding the NFL has been very good at partnering with brands, particularly in the medical space, to helping former players to maintain a healthy and really vibrant lifestyle. Wellness is so very important for each and every one of us. Let's face it.
Of course.
And as we get older, you find that you're spending more and more time. We don't just go out and work out for play anymore. We're working out so that we can lead healthy, vibrant lives, that we can do the things that we've always done. We're kind of like weekend warriors now, but we spend so much time just trying to take care of our health and our bodies and our brains so that we can lead a healthy and active lifestyle.
You mentioned working out. My son told me he's 14. He's like, Dad, I can beat you in a race. I said, what? So I had to get back to it. That 5 a.m. that next Tuesday called my name. I was right in the gym.
Yeah.
That's right.
We're here for Super Bowl weekend. Who you guys have in the game?
Look, I'm leaning toward the Seattle Seahawks, but I'm not counting the Patriots out.
At
A lot
all.
of people I heard say, it's going to be a blowout. Look, man, Mike Vrabel has a way of getting his teams prepared to play and doing the things needed to win that day against that team. That's why they won 16 of their last 17 games.
Yes.
The team only won 4 games last year.
I think he should be coach of the year, really.
It's a no-brainer, right?
Between him and Kyle Shanahan and what they did with all the injuries, whatever. But A second-year quarterback taking a team from 4 wins to 16 wins. I wouldn't count him out. I think I'm going to put my money on the Patriots.
That's right. And so I think this is
Everybody's
going to be a tight game. I'm giving Seattle the edge because their defense is, I think, more diversified. And we talk about complementary style of play. I think they're bringing a little more offense to the table. I love what Clint Kubiak is able to do.
Sure.
I think not having Zach Charbonnet kind of ties one hand behind their back because you need both backs to fuel a rushing attack that allows them to use their play action pass game and take shots down the field. I don't think anybody can cover JSN.
Right.
You got to double him, right? But Cooper Kupp has been here before. He's a Triple Crown winner.
Yeah.
That dude's gonna find a way to make a play. And Rashid Shaheed, he can make somebody pull a hamstring.
He can. Yeah. I pulled one.
Good luck trying to run with him. So I just think their offense is more diversified. But I'm not counting the Patriots out. If they win the Super Bowl, they'll be the first team to win 7 Super Bowl titles.
Crazy. And I really feel like Stephon Diggs is a guy that people are counting out. He's waited so long to get to this point. It's like you got a ball.
Yeah, don't sleep on Stephon Diggs, right? Don't sleep on him. He can hurt you. So it's gonna. That's why this game is fun to watch. You have a lot of big time playmakers in this game, and you have great coaches in this game. Both coaches, I think, are phenomenal. The way that they talk to their team, the way they've given their teams identity. Right, and gotten their teams to the Super Bowl. One guy's been on the job for 2 years in this role. Another guy just showed up, and here they are playing in the Super Bowl.
Of course. Now, one more time, where could people find out about Connect Biopharma?
Yeah, they can go to connectbiopharma.com.
That's right.
Definitely going to look up the site. Thank you,
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks for having us, guys. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
We'll be back live here from Radio Row with more guests.
Opinions expressed on the W Radio Show by the host, co-hosts, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundations, or affiliates.